Trust?
Trust.
Lately, I've noticed that a lot of people are eagerly waiting for the second trailer of GTA 6. At first, I thought it was silly that so many people were constantly uploading videos with theories about when it might come out, especially knowing that most of them just don't make any sense. But something gradually began to catch my attention. I found it quite curious, to be honest, as I had also seen it with Subnautica 2. Many people accuse and swear that GTA 6 will be woke. But to begin with, let's take a quick history lesson. What does woke mean? Originally, woke comes from African American English and means being awake or aware of social injustice, particularly related to racism and oppression. It emerged in Black communities in the United States and was used to refer to people who were conscious of systemic inequalities and social issues, such as police brutality and racism. Today, the term woke has broadened and is used to refer to a more general attitude of social awareness. This includes topics such as feminism, LGBTQ+ rights, and other social justice issues. In recent years, the term woke has also taken on a negative connotation in certain circles, especially among critics of these social movements. In this context, woke is used sarcastically or disparagingly to describe attitudes or policies perceived as overly politically correct, moralistic, or dogmatic. The rumors began when Grand Theft Auto 5 Expanded Enhanced Edition was released. This happened after they removed the Captain Space Toy Interstellar transgender toy with interchangeable genitals, which had been replaced by another toy. Additionally, they also removed the spawn of an NPC named Drag Queen from the Cockatoos Club. Honestly, both are things you wouldn't notice unless you're a weirdo who spends their time obsessing over the smallest details in the game. But of course, if there was a controversy, it's because that wasn't the main issue. Everything started, or at least the part I became aware of, through the channel Endymion TV with the help of Francesca Solobak. I watched several videos, including Endymion's, about this controversy. To summarize, they claimed that Rockstar Games is being dominated and infected by everything related to DEI and is becoming woke. This is all due to a certificate that white employees at Rockstar Games are allegedly being forced to obtain. The course they're talking about is called Unconscious Bias, taught by Stacy Gordon. Endymion and Francesco insist that white men are being forced to take this course.
But it was exclusively pretty much only white employees who work at Rockstar right now that were put through this course. As seen here on LinkedIn, connecting Rockstar's LinkedIn account to this Stacy Gordon's unconscious bias tag here, it immediately pings 60 members of Rockstar Games. Francesco was able to go through these, and based on what he found of the 60 employees forced to take this unconscious bias course in order to gain a certificate, around 58 of them were white people. The other 2 of these 60 people were of Asian descent.
But let's take a step back. How many employees does Rockstar have? At least, according to the employees listed on LinkedIn, the site shows 5,911 associated members. Now, how many people have taken these courses? According to them, during their investigation, it was about 60 people. If they were truly being forced, that number should be higher by now, right? Well, no. Currently, it's 62 people. If we do the math, this means that only 1.4% of the employees have taken the course. Also, if I'm not mistaken, they claim that it was due to woke ideologies that major figures like Dan Houser, Laszlo Jones, and Michael Unsworth left the company.
But this course was being pushed onto Rockstar employees coincidentally around the same time that Dan Houser, Laszlo Jones, and Michael Unsworth left Rockstar back in 2020 to 2021, which coincides with when a lot of the DEI woke ESG money was entering the game industry at an alarming rate. Effectively meaning that right now, as it stands, Rockstar is completely infected with woke pandering DEI initiatives that have ran through a whole swath of white employees almost exclusively into admitting, submitting, then receiving a certificate to confirm their own unconscious racist bias according to these woke grifters who are infesting Rockstar right now at insane rates.
If we do a bit of research, at least for Dan Houser, not much has been said about why he left the company, other than his desire to pursue new creative ventures. Laszlo Jones, on the other hand, had to leave the company for personal reasons. Specifically, his sister had terminal cancer, and he dedicated himself to taking care of her. Finally, Michael Unsworth left the company to focus on the world of audiobooks, and later joined Dan Houser's new studio, Absurd Ventures. So, in fact, none of the three left Rockstar Games because of the so-called woke agenda. All of them had personal reasons for leaving the company. As we can see, at least in 2 cases, it was about wanting to explore new horizons, which is completely normal after spending 20 years in the same company. But clearly, and with no intention to offend, the hunger didn't take long to surface, and many people started uploading videos reacting and repeating the same thing without even bothering to research and draw their own conclusions. It's almost as if they were part of a hive mind. And reading the comments on these videos, it's sad to see how many people take the information they're given as fact without even taking the time to analyze things. And while it's true that there are people within the company who have some connection to the day topic, it's not as if they act on their own. At the end of the day, they work for Rockstar and have to do things the way Rockstar requests. Though this is more something I think is the case, I'm not entirely sure. If there's one thing I'm sure of, it's that we need to stop seeing things where there aren't any. That's called paranoia. We should do proper research instead of following YouTubers like ducklings following their mother. Especially when they're exposing a company because they supposedly discovered something that automatically makes the game woke. It's important to learn to think critically and form our own opinions. And then if they want to have an opinion on it, I think they should at least wait for a second trailer and more information. You can't make any claims based solely on one trailer and details about Rockstar's employees.
Say something.
You are one pathetic loser.
It looks as though the writers of the game have been asked by Rockstar to be less crude toward transgender people and minorities. This report has been making the rounds on...
And finally, this, as I said before, times change. And I don't think Rockstar wants to risk their game being cancelled over a joke that goes too far. So yes, maybe being a bit softer with minorities is the best option. But what many people fail to consider is that being more considerate or toning down the harshness of the jokes doesn't mean they'll stop making them altogether. In the end, you're the ones who have the final say. So tell me, what did you think of the video? Did you like it? If so, make sure to give it lots of likes. I really appreciate reading your comments, so don't hold back, leave one. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget, if you want me to keep making content like this, you can support me with a donation. They're completely optional, but I'll be truly grateful if you decide to support me. With that said, I'll leave it here, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.